Forget the gowns. The real stars of the Oscars 2026 red carpet were the jewelry pieces. Hey there everyone, this is Jessica from domesticatedme.com. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, bienvenidos. My name is Jessica Flores and I'm a lifestyle content creator here on YouTube. I cover fashion, beauty, fine jewelry, and so much more. So if any of those topics interest you, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell icon to set your notifications on for all. I make new videos every week, but I don't have a set schedule. So if you have your notifications on, you won't miss a thing. The 2026 Oscars changed the game for high jewelry, shifting away from minimalism towards some of the most historic and rare pieces we have ever seen on the red carpet. I'm talking about $35 million green diamonds, 100-year-old Cartier necklaces, and the rise of the new red carpet hero. Let's break down the top 5 jewelry trends of the 98th Academy Awards. Trend number 1, the colored diamonds. As the song goes, diamonds are a girl's best friend, and we certainly saw a ton of white diamonds. However, it was the rare colored diamonds that really made an impact on the red carpet. For example, Kate Hudson wore 41 carats of rare green diamonds by Bulgari. The center stone alone was 16 carats. Insane. Anne Hathaway went classic but vibrant. She wore a Bulgari neoclassical starlight necklace featuring an 8.02 carat pear-cut fancy vivid yellow diamond. It was a perfect pairing for her gown. Chase Infinity added some edge, styling her Louis Vuitton with a De Beers choker featuring a sharp 9-carat fancy intense yellow diamond. The summer diamond choker from De Beers London's Metamorphosis high jewelry collection consisted of 57.15 carats of white and yellow diamonds set in 18-carat yellow and white gold. What an incredible high carat piece. Trend number 2, the one that particularly caught my eye, was of course the brooch. Now if you watch my top 10 biggest fine jewelry trends for 2026, you would not have been surprised to see brooches on the red carpet. However, what surprised me was that it was the men that really showcased this trend. LA-based stylist Chloe Keiko Takayanagi dressed both Sterling K. Brown and Kumail Nanjiani. I personally really love what Kumail Nanjiani wore. His brooch was from the 1940s, made of platinum and diamonds and curated by Michael Sadian of Sadian Vintage Jewels. Absolutely stunning. Oscar winner Adrien Brody wore the largest brooch of the night. His brooch basically covered the entire span of his shoulder. Adrien Brody's brooch is called the Ulysses, and it was designed by jewelry artist Elsa Jin. The brooch is crafted of titanium and embellished with 1 sapphire totaling 20.05 carats and 1,279 diamonds totaling 125.84 carats. One of my personal favorite best dressed men was Shabuzi. He was styled by Anastasia Walker. In addition to all of the incredible jewelry and accessories that he wore, Walker added a vintage Brioni Raymond New York brooch to finish off the look. Check out Leonardo DiCaprio dipping into the archives for a flawless 1964 Boucheron B pin made of yellow gold and enamel. The gold Boucheron pin was worn in tribute to Bee Wild, a social movement dedicated to saving bees and other pollinators, a subsect of Rewild, the environmental nonprofit DiCaprio co-founded in 2021. Damson Idris actually designed his own brooch and wore this bespoke piece from his own line, Didris. This bespoke brooch features a natural marquee blue diamond that totals 7.41 carats, surrounded by white diamonds in a variety of cuts, all set in 18-carat yellow gold. What a beautiful debut for him and his brand. And of course, I could not end this video without talking about Oscar winner Michael B. Jordan. One of the first things that I noticed when he got up to accept his Oscar for Best Actor in Sinners is that he wore a brooch on the back of his neck on his suit, and I just thought that was incredible. What a way to style a brooch. That brooch was designed by David Yurman, and it's actually part of a set of 3 brooches. You can see him wear all 3 brooches at the Vanity Fair Oscar party. The one he wore at the ceremony was a mix of pave white diamonds with a rose-cut black diamond at its center. Now, men were not the only ones to wear brooches. Costume designer Kate Hawley, who won her Oscar for her work in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which features Tiffany Co pieces, also wore brooches from Tiffany Co. These 3 brooches were designed by Jean Schlumberger for Tiffany Co. between 1950 and 1970. Autumn Durald Archival, the winner for Best Cinematography for her work in Sinners, also wore a brooch. Now, I couldn't find information about the exact brooch that she was wearing, so if you know any details, please let me know. But what she was wearing was basically a pin with a charm on it. But this is a style that's been trending recently. I know that I've seen a few versions of this at large retailers, brooches that are basically large safety pins with charms hanging off them. I actually featured one in my 2026 jewelry trends video, so I will link to that in the description box below as well. Thankfully, you don't have to be an Oscar-winning or Oscar-nominated artist to participate in this trend. I highly recommend you go to Etsy or eBay and look for really special vintage brooches, like this one as an example. This is an articulated brooch that is called a shoulder sitter because it's meant to be worn on the shoulder, but you can find all kinds of really cool brooches in the resale estate market. And again, Etsy and eBay are great sources for that. If you like this one, which I believe is from the 1980s, don't worry, I found a couple of them on Etsy and eBay, and I will link it down below or in my LTK shop. Trend number 3, asymmetrical and question mark collars. One of my personal favorite pieces from the night, one that caught my eye right away, was worn by Rose Byrne. She wore one of the coolest pieces of the night, in my opinion. Rose Byrne stole the show in a sculptural asymmetrical Teflon torque collar featuring a 22.58 carat yellow-brown antique cut diamond set in dark brown ceramic. I love the way this hung around her neck. It was definitely eye-catching. My eyes were immediately drawn to her and that beautiful necklace. It was definitely a standout piece. Isha Ambani showed us that minimal can still be sculptural, wearing a sophisticated black ribbon choker anchored by an inverted pearl-shaped diamond pendant. Trend number 4, the acceptance of high-impact lab-grown diamonds. This year proved that sustainability is no longer just a trend. Odessa ASEAN made a huge statement, layering nearly 55 carats of Pandora lab-grown diamonds for serious, high-low, cool girl energy. Trend number 5, archival and transformable heritage pieces. Here is Elle Fanning in a 1904 Cartier transformable wisteria necklace. This piece literally predates World War I, but looks incredibly modern. Priyanka Chopra Jonas wore a Bulgari Serpenti Illusio necklace with a 14.01 carat Madagascan sapphire. And Teyana Taylor channeled old Hollywood in a stunning Tiffany Co. shooting star necklace. From the Blue Book collection, an archival-inspired masterpiece with over 60 carats of diamonds. The 2026 Oscars is definitely one of my favorites when it comes to fine jewelry. We are seeing the introduction to smart opulence with the lab-grown diamond pieces and the vintage pieces. We're seeing a lot more bold looks when it comes to colors and silhouettes. And of course, I love that the men gave the women a run for their money. Let me know which trend was your favorite. Are you team green diamonds or sculptural collars? How do you feel about lab-grown diamonds being shown on a global stage? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. It really helps me out here on YouTube. It just lets the algorithm know that my videos are good and worth watching, and it'll show it to more viewers. If you did enjoy this video, then you might want to check out this one. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.